Hey everybody! I just kind of woke up. I have sleepy face syndrome. But really wanted to do a vitamin about mood and like vitamins and possibly deficiencies and all kinds of. I'm not one of those weird people that are like, I have to get in my wheatgrass because just my feng shui is all like schwangy and not fungy enough. I'm not like that kind of person. But I've always noticed that out of everyone I know, I'm more sensitive to certain foods or vitamins or whatever. So I remember it was like a few months after surgery, and I went out to a restaurant that served oysters shucked for $1. And so I was like, all right, let's try these. I've never actually done oysters before, and they're soft and slippery, and I had one, and I was like, well, it's interesting. It's very briny and just it's raw. It's strange. And so I slid a few down my throat, and I really felt like, wow, my stomach doesn't, because I was having like a lot of, your stomach's healing. It's whatever. So I ate a few of those, and I felt like this high from it. And if you research about mollusks and oysters and clams, all those guys, that they have a lot of B vitamins, they have a lot of iron, they have not iron, iodine. They have all they're like a cornucopia of all kinds of interesting things that are probably easy for you to absorb into your system. So I don't know how many I ate of those things, but on the ride home, I felt like somebody had given me ecstasy or something. I just felt like like the air felt cleaner, and like it's like this clarity. That's how I describe it. I know that sounds like kooky and crazy, but that's how I felt. And since then, I do eat oysters, and I still feel that a little bit, but not to the point that time period, because I think really like it's been a few months. I've been eating like a bird. I'm probably deficient in a lot of things, and I'm feeling like crap. And then all of a sudden, my body sees this source of energy and vitamins, and is like, I can work with this. And all of a sudden, it was just like a total high. So yeah, sometimes there are foods that will do that to me, that'll make me feel like that. And so I'm starting to really think that the oysters and clams and things like that have B vitamins that I'm able to really like absorb very well. And also I think that the B vitamins, they really affect my mood, and this is why I say this. So for like a month, maybe more, I ran out of my B12 sublinguals. And I did have like a B complex, and I was taking that, maybe not regularly, but I was taking it here and there. And I really started to feel like my mood was going down the shitter. Like I really started to feel very kind of depressed and just lethargic and just kind of like, ugh. And ever since the surgery, I have like my whole life suffered from panic attacks, but like I feel like my mood has really been like on more edginess, and I just feel like more down now. And so of course somebody's like, yeah, go on Zoloft. So I really did feel like Zoloft did do something. I don't really feel that much magical and different, but I don't know, just taking the Zoloft sometimes just kind of like, it's like almost like a placebo effect, like I took this, everything's gonna be okay. And I think it does do something. I think it does, but so with my moods, I like to keep, write them on a calendar, like when they happen, because sometimes it corresponds with, my menstrual cycle, and so I just like to kind of like know where I'm at in the month, And so I started noticing that I started putting more like sad dots, in my calendar, more and more. And it didn't make sense. And then I realized that I wasn't taking my B12. And then I noticed that when I started popping the B12s, my mood started to get better. And I started to actually forget to take the Zoloft because I didn't have that, like, I gotta take my Zoloft. I need to take something. Like, it's like Zoloft doesn't, you don't pop a Zoloft and go and just feel like good, but you just train yourself that, that knowing that crappy feeling, it reminds you to take your Zoloft, don't forget, because if you kind of like mess up your days, it kind of, doesn't work as well. But it stays in your system for a while, so you're still good. But so I started increasing the B12, and I really started feeling like good. And I would notice I was kind of forgetting to take my Zoloft more. And then yesterday, I went out with a friend to an Asian market, and I love trying new weird foods. And so I went with another like crazy foodie lady, and we spent 2.5 hours at a place called H Mart. And it's like a Walmart-sized Asian market with all kinds of like foods and whatever. And so the friend I went with, she's really into teas, and so I told her about chrysanthemum tea and how I don't know what it is about it, but whenever I drink it, I get this like like, I don't know, like the air feels fresher and I feel bright and shiny and I can do anything. It doesn't last for a long time, but it's a great feeling. And so I made her buy a can of this chrysanthemum tea. And I have some at home too, and I don't drink it that much, but the one I have at home actually has black tea mixed in. And I don't like caffeine. Caffeine actually kind of, I did this like 23andMe DNA test, and it said that like for me, I can't process caffeine very well like other people. And so I try to stay away from caffeine because that actually kind of makes me feel a little, I don't know what it is, but I absorb things differently than other people. My DNA even says so. I don't know. So yeah, back to the tea. So we go and I find this can of chrysanthemum tea. No preservatives, water, chrysanthemum extract, and cane sugar. So it was 80 calories for the whole can. I'm like, I can do that. 21 sugar. It actually wasn't too bad. I drank half of it and then waited an hour and drank the other half so that, it didn't give me dumping or anything like that. So I drink it, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, do you feel that? Is it just me? And then she's like, no, I think you're right. Like I do feel a little like more like clarity and like, I don't know, like just there's something different. And so I went and looked up chrysanthemum tea, and in Chinese medicine they use it to for varicose veins and for vision and for just opening up your veins, because I guess it's high in niacin and B vitamins, and it's also good for like acne. It's just good for circulation, because if you're, well, whatever. But yeah, so it makes sense that when I'm drinking this, it's kind of like those horrible B energy shots, without the caffeine and all the other chemicals and crap that are, that they put in that stuff. So I think I'm really going to actually start really buying chrysanthemum tea and drinking it more, because I don't know, I feel really amazing when I drink it. And I also buy a lot of mussels and clams and stuff like that. I always have that in my freezer. I make soups and stuff like that. I also have some weird cherry clams. I don't know what the hell they were called. Cherry something. Cherry House or Firehouse. I don't know. They're these big old clams, and I've never tried them before. And I steamed 2 of them the other night, and I just kind of, it's like almost like medicine for me. I just pop them, and I just kind of feel like, like, I don't know. It's just my body can really absorb them, and I feel like sometimes like all these pills you take that you buy in bottles, they don't really, like, they're going in you, but I don't feel like sometimes they're actually like being absorbed, But your body loves it when it's in clam form, I don't know, or like tea form. I just really feel the difference. But when I take my vitamins, my pills, I don't feel anything. But yeah, that's my rant. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that So yeah, so yesterday I have this tea, and then I go for lunch and have oysters and a Manhattan clam chowder. So I had clams, oysters, and then chrysanthemum tea, and I was just like, and then my friend also had the tea, and she also had like a steak, a raw tuna tartare, like a, raw fish, and like, I really thought that we're like these old ladies and we're, shopping at H Mart and we're going to be like tired and let's go home. And then somehow we kept shopping till like 8 o'clock at night. We just kept going and going and going. And I really feel like having some, raw, tuna for her and, the raw oysters for me and having this drink really kind of like kept us going. So yeah, I'd recommend chrysanthemum tea for anybody who's feeling kind of just not, I don't know. I've since this surgery, but even before the surgery, I really suffer from extremely bad heartburn, and I think something happened to the lining of my stomach where I'm just not absorbing like I used to, and I think I really scarred my stomach. Somebody gave me this drink that had so much vodka in it, and I felt like I had a hangover for a month. Like I felt really bad. And then I started suffering from such really bad heartburn that I actually it really helped me lose weight for surgery. I just felt really bad. So I have been having this really hard time, I think, like absorbing things. I think my stomach is kind of scarred, even though I have kind of a newishy stomach, but I just don't have that energy to go to the gym. I don't have that energy to be like that person I used to be. Like I can't like pick up furniture anymore like I used to. When I was in my prime and heavier, I could like really like, I was like this Viking chick and I could like lift up stuff very heavily, and now I feel like this puny, like I don't have any strength, But yeah, so I recommend chrysanthemum tea. If you like have a hard time with like caffeine, get something that doesn't have black tea added into it. This one doesn't. This is just a can of chrysanthemum. But sometimes if you get bagged chrysanthemum, will have black tea mixed in, and I don't really like black tea because black tea kind of makes me a little like, as I say, I'm very sensitive, and for me like caffeine just, black tea has like the highest count of like caffeine out of all the teas. So, but yeah, try it out. Let me know what you think, because I don't know, I think this is going to be added into my rotation of foods that I eat now, and I need things to drink. I've always complained in all my videos that I hate water and I don't like and I don't. Oh, I got a next topic. There's going to be a next topic, next video. Come back. I got more stuff to talk about. All right, bye guys.